Welcome to A Balancing Act, a podcast devoted to helping families navigate memory loss. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw. When a loved one is diagnosed with memory loss, everyone's lives change. Family members now have to juggle their loved one's increasing need for care while also trying to manage their own lives, families, and careers. It truly becomes a balancing act. I've worked with those affected by memory loss and with their families for more than 20 years. I created this podcast with the goal of helping you and your family face these challenges head on. Together, we'll find the answers because no one should walk this journey alone. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. If you are one of our regular listeners, or if you're listening for the first time today, you will hear me use this phrase. No one should walk this journey alone. And after years of working in this field, I can tell you, I sincerely mean this. I've seen firsthand families who find themselves caring for a loved one with memory loss becoming completely overwhelmed, and sometimes they have no idea what's coming next. Facing this all alone will simply be too much to handle. I know it takes a team of support. So today, I want to talk to you about a group of professionals you will want on that team. These are the physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech language pathologists like myself, who are standing by and more than prepared to help you on this journey with your loved one. They are dedicated and highly trained, and they also happen to be some of the best humans I know. They will work with you and your loved one, often in the home, providing evidence-based, highly effective therapies to help you both across the stages of dementia. And we will talk through each of these therapies in today's show. We know that no therapy can cure dementia, but working with these professionals has actually been shown to slow the effects of dementia. What's not to love about that? So how do we go about getting these professionals on board? First, your loved one needs a formal diagnosis. When your loved one is diagnosed with a mild cognitive impairment or a dementia, their doctor will often order these therapies to help them better manage the effects of the changes to their brain, along with the age-related changes to their physical abilities. And here's some more good news about getting that diagnosis and referred for therapy. These therapies are often covered by Medicare Plan B, but always check first before starting any program. Okay, now let's start building your team of professionals. Because your loved one's physical safety always comes first, most likely your loved one's physician will start by recommending a physical therapist or PT. And I want to give you some examples of the things that a PT will zero in on. Your loved one is becoming wobbly. They shuffle their feet when they walk. They have trouble with stairs. Or sometimes when they go to sit down, they almost miss the chair. Or maybe your loved one has even taken a fall or two. Working in a gym-like setting, or even in your loved one's home, PTs focus in on building your loved one's strength, mobility, and stability. We know that persons with dementia often have age-related reduced muscle mass, they're weaker and unsteady on their feet, and they tire more easily. PTs use a holistic approach, which can include strengthening exercises, manual therapy, adjusting movements, and improving your loved one's stamina. PTs are also the ones who can recommend assistive devices such as canes, walkers, or wheelchairs. And here's another really important issue that PTs focus on: pain management. And if your loved one has arthritis or neuropathy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your PT will teach your loved one techniques to get to as pain-free and as safe a mobility as possible. By supervising your loved one's walking, sitting, and standing and turning, they can help them fine-tune their movements. And here's something that both you and your PT may be dealing with. With dementia often comes reduced safety awareness. I cannot convince my 85-year-old mother to stay off that kitchen step stool, but maybe her PT can. Finally, physical therapists work extensively with your loved one to help them maintain their balance. We know that missteps lead to falls, which is one of the most common reasons for a trip to the ER. Currently, falls cause 95% of hip fractures in older adults, and 50% of those seniors will have major declines in their independence, which opens up a whole nother set of problems. When it comes to all things related to mobility, a PT will be a wonderful addition to your team as you continue to build a network of trusted providers. While physical therapists focus on moving, occupational therapists focus on doing. An occupational therapist, or OT, will become another much valued addition to your team. So think about all the things your loved one does in a day. Have you noticed them struggling with things such as getting dressed, bathing, fixing themselves a meal, trying to clean their house, even planning a trip to the grocery store, and yes, paying their bills? These tasks, these activities of daily living as they're known, may now be difficult for your loved one living with dementia. So the first thing an OT will do is come into the home to make a thorough safety evaluation. That evaluation will help you identify potential hazards in your loved one's home, such as steps, loose throw rugs, a slippery shower with no grab bars. And the evaluation results become a roadmap used by your OT as a way to adapt your loved one's environment to their abilities and their safety. Another important assessment that the OT provides is of your loved one's cognitive abilities. They need to determine what are reasonable expectations of what your loved one is able to do and not do. Then they focus on assessing how your loved one is actually performing their daily routines and tasks. OTs are masters at making those activities of daily living easier and safer for your loved one. They focus on modifying your loved one's environment and simplifying tasks. They also use daily assistive devices such as shower benches and bars, grabbers, shoe horns. Then they work with you and your loved one to provide effective planning and sequencing strategies. You will be so glad you have an OT on board to help make sure your loved one is sorting and taking their medications properly. They will also let you know the tasks that your loved one shouldn't be performing without supervision or even performing at all. OTs help you know exactly where your loved one is struggling with their daily tasks and activities and what can be done about it, making everyone's lives easier. Now we come to what I do. I'm a speech language pathologist, or ST. And to put it simply, we work on everything from the neck up. We assess, diagnose, and treat swallowing disorders, voice disorders, speech and language disorders, social communication problems, and cognitive abilities. So basically, eating and drinking safely, all forms of communication, and how your loved one remembers and thinks. We also make it a priority to work directly with you, the families, to provide you with a thorough understanding of your loved one's dementia and its effects on their brain and their behavior. Our first assessment is always swallowing because our first concern is your loved one's safety while eating and drinking. If needed, we come up with exercises and techniques to prevent choking and ways to optimize your loved one's nutrition. Then, we hone in on all forms of communication. Maybe you've noticed lately that your loved one has trouble finding their words or completing their sentences. Maybe they're having difficulty following conversations or what was just said to them. We assess their current level of communication. We then develop compensations and strategies for those areas where your loved one is struggling. For example, if they're having trouble finding a word, we can teach them to point to what they're talking about or to describe it. We may also provide exercises to help flex their word-finding abilities. We provide family members with things they can do to improve communication with their loved one. Strategies such as slowing your rate of speech, using shorter sentences, and giving only one piece of information at a time. We also give you techniques and strategies to use when the communication between you and your loved one goes south, ways to avoid arguments, or how to redirect your loved one's behavior and their communication in a more positive direction. Finally, we assess your loved one's cognitive abilities and find any way possible to help boost their memory and their thinking. We often recommend things such as using a central calendar, using their smartphones, posting the steps of a task where they're needed, improving their attention to their environment, and problems related to their safety. I love it when I see a loved one being helped by a family member to go to their calendar to remember what's coming up. Across everything STs do, we work in direct collaboration with both you and your loved one because we know you are now your loved one's partner on this journey. Dear listeners, you are facing so many unknowns. You're not just trying to deal with the daily challenges of your loved one's dementia, but what about those progressive changes you keep hearing about that are coming down the road? You will need all the help you can get. Putting your team together now will be one of the best things you can do for yourself and your loved one. Your team of therapists will collaborate and make an individual therapy plan to put your loved one in the safest position possible, performing their daily activities as effectively as possible. And please remember this, these therapies can be recommended across all stages of your loved one's dementia. Knowing all of this, that you have a team you can turn to right now, and as your loved one's dementia progresses, is so important to your well-being. You're carrying a heavy load. Why not share it? Look, I know what it means to have the support of trusted medical professionals. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was immediately provided with a team of support. I can't tell you how much it helped me face all the unknowns of the situation more confidently and with less turmoil. And your team will be there to help support you. You will face this together because no one should walk this journey alone. And I hope you'll go and put this reminder on your daily schedule. No one is perfect at this. No one. You're doing the best you can. You're doing it from a place of love. And that is enough. I'm Kelly Burtonshaw, and it was my pleasure spending time with you today. Keep in touch.
I'm Peggy Wright, editor and producer of this podcast. Join Kelly each week as she talks about the issues facing families navigating a loved one's memory loss. If you like this episode, let us know by following A Balancing Act on Facebook and wherever you get your podcasts. We hope you'll take a moment to rate and review today's episode. This will help us continue to create content that is relatable, relevant, and reliable. Questions and comments for Kelly can be posted on our Facebook page. Links are in the show notes. We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for joining us today.